Alaska holds a frozen silence that feels older than human memory itself. Beneath its endless sheets of ice lie shapes, signals, and structures that should not exist in a place untouched by civilization. For decades, researchers, soldiers, and remote sensors have reported impossible readings under the Alaskan ice. Some believe these are natural patterns. Others are certain they are traces of an ancient presence that reached this land long before humans. Stretching across more than 600,000 square miles, Alaska is one of the last regions on Earth where entire worlds can remain buried and unseen. The state is more ice than anything else. Ice that traps time, ice that hides secrets, and ice that holds some of the strangest anomalies ever recorded in North America. When researchers first began surveying these frozen regions from the air in the mid-20th century, they expected to find only glaciers, valleys, and deep frozen rock. Instead, they found geometric formations that looked carved rather than shaped by nature. The first major clue appeared during an aerial magnetic scan in the late 1950s. A section of ice in northern Alaska produced readings identical to buried metallic structures. Not scattered pieces or random minerals, but a smooth and continuous shape stretching nearly a mile. The military classified the data immediately. To this day, the exact location appears on maps as an ordinary ice field. But insiders who handled the scans claimed that the formation resembled a long corridor with perfect right angles, something that natural ice should not create. Decades later, newer satellite imaging picked up thermal signatures from the same region, as if something below the ice was generating heat or reflecting it from internal cavities. Even more mysterious are the reports from bush pilots who fly the remote interior. Several have described seeing massive circular impressions beneath the ice, patterns stretching hundreds of feet, almost like the tops of sunken domes. One pilot compared the shape to a giant metallic shell pressed deep into the ice. Another described a network of straight lines converging at a central point. These accounts were dismissed for years as illusions caused by light reflecting across cracks and ridges. But when thermal and magnetic maps were compared, these same regions lit up with anomalies too consistent to ignore. Some experts argue these patterns are simply remnants of ancient volcanic activity. Yet Alaska's volcanic regions do not match these locations, and no known geological process creates perfect geometric shapes beneath miles of frozen terrain. This has led many researchers to consider a far older possibility: that these shapes are remnants of an advanced presence that existed on Earth during the last ice age. A presence that left behind structures now buried under thousands of years of snow and pressure. Ancient stories from Alaska's indigenous cultures add fuel to this idea. Many tribes speak of sky beings who descended during the age of ice and taught early humans survival skills. These star visitors were described as tall, pale, and wrapped in shimmering metal coverings. Some legends even mention large luminous craft that vanished beneath the mountains or plunged into icy waters. For centuries, these stories were considered symbolic myths. But when modern sensors reveal hidden shapes under the ice that resemble massive artificial structures, the old stories begin to feel like memories rather than legends. One of the most intriguing reports involves a region south of the Brooks Range, where a team of geologists performed a deep radar scan in the late 1990s. They expected to map underlying rock layers. Instead, they hit a flat, highly reflective surface nearly 800 feet down. The reflection was so sharp and even that it behaved like a polished metal plate rather than natural stone. When deeper pulses were sent, the readings bounced back in repeated patterns as if the radar was hitting stacked or layered chambers. The data was forwarded to a federal agency. The team never worked in that region again. But the mystery does not end there. In 2015, a group of climate researchers studying ice melt patterns captured satellite photos that revealed enormous octagonal outlines beneath the ice near the Seward Peninsula. These outlines were so symmetrical that software initially flagged them as man-made structures. The patterns remained visible for only a short period before new snowfall erased them. Still, the geometric precision raised serious questions. Could an ancient civilization have built something massive here long before recorded history? Or was this evidence of underground cavities carved by an unknown group or unknown technology? Supporters of the ancient alien theory believe Alaska was once a northern outpost for an advanced non-human species. Its isolated location, low population, and proximity to magnetic anomalies make it a strategic location for observation or resource extraction. Some researchers point to the fact that Alaska experiences unusual aurora activity in regions not normally associated with strong magnetic storms. They argue that this could be a side effect of technology buried beneath the ice, technology powerful enough to disturb electromagnetic fields. Reports from the military base known as the HARP facility in Gakona have also stirred speculation. While the official purpose of the base is atmospheric research, several former contractors claim that data often included unexplained pulses originating not from the sky but from deep underground. These pulses were rhythmic, precise, and repeated at intervals that resembled engineered signals rather than natural phenomena. None of this information has been confirmed publicly, but the rumors continue to circulate within certain scientific communities. Then there are the disappearances. Alaska is famous for its vast wilderness and challenging conditions, but the sheer number of vanishings within a region known as the Alaska Triangle has fueled theories that something below the ice may be responsible. Pilots have reported instruments failing without warning when flying over certain zones. Compasses spin wildly. Navigation systems glitch. Some aircraft experience sudden loss of altitude before systems mysteriously normalize once past the affected area. If there are buried structures with unknown technology beneath the ice, these anomalies could be side effects rather than intentional actions. Archaeologists have attempted to find physical artifacts in accessible areas before reaching the deeper glacial zones. In 2008, researchers found an unusual stone in southern Alaska with carvings resembling star patterns not linked to any known indigenous art style. The symbols were clean, sharp, and deeply etched. Carbon dating of soil around the stone suggested extreme age, far older than any known settlement in the region. Some believe such stones could be markers placed long ago to indicate entrances or energy points connected to the buried structures. Perhaps the most astonishing theory proposes that an entire complex lies beneath the ice. A network of domes, corridors, and chambers built during a prehistoric era when ice sheets covered much of the continent. If such a complex existed, it would now be entombed under thousands of feet of ice, perfectly preserved and unreachable without advanced drilling technology. This theory is supported by the repeated patterns in radar data, indicating major hollow spaces arranged in straight lines rather than chaotic natural caves. Skeptics remain unconvinced. They argue that natural ice compression, tectonic movement, and ancient lava tubes can form unusual shapes. But even skeptics admit that the geometric precision is difficult to explain. Natural formations tend to be uneven and organic. The Alaskan anomalies are clean, aligned, and mathematically consistent. Too consistent to be coincidence. Alaska's ice may simply be the final frontier where the planet keeps its oldest stories sealed away. And every new scan, every thermal map, and every eyewitness account pushes researchers to consider the unthinkable. That Alaska might be hiding one of the greatest archaeological revelations in human history. A revelation frozen beneath a world of ice. Something ancient waits under the Alaskan ice and the clues grow harder to ignore. The past is colder and stranger than we thought. Stay curious, stay alert, and subscribe